Just in case, just in case.
Well, hello everybody, it's Danny from Deep South Homestead, and we're out here this morning before daylight. As y'all saw in our previous video we put up, we had a skunk issue, and I ain't putting up with wild animals on my property. I just don't do it, especially not a skunk. Now, I can handle a coon or a possum or an armadillo or something like that, but a skunk, no. That's a definite no for me. I went on a mission, and I came out last night. I knew he was going to Miss Wanda's chicken building, and skunks, I'm a hunter, been a hunter my whole life. I used to do a lot of trapping and stuff like this. I'm very familiar with wild animals. And I knew that those skunks were going to be moving at dusk in the evening and dawn in the mornings is when they move. So I came out right after dusk yesterday evening. I said, well, I'll just come out and sit on our patio back here where I can see the chicken building. I said, that way when he comes, I'll be able to, periodically, I'll just shine a light down there, because once they learn a habit, they just keep coming. I said, sooner or later, sitting there, I'll probably see him. And I had my, I have a Remington 870 super special turkey gun that I use for turkey hunting. It reaches way out yonder at a real tight pattern with a super full turkey choking into the barrel. I didn't want to be too close to this animal if I had to see him, and I still want to be able to get him. So I walked out here to the patio and flipped the light on, and there he was, maybe 10 feet from me. And I know they can spray up to 15 feet. So I'm like, uh-oh. I said, I'm within the range, and there was a water hose laying right there by him and all. And I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I can't take the chance. And I flipped my light up, and I shot him with the shotgun, and he rolled over. And I kept sitting there watching him, and I kept watching that tail. See, their tail has to curl up for them to spray, and I kept watching that tail curl up, and I probably had a little bit of a panic mode, so I shot him again. And I don't know if I shot holes all in our new water hose. I don't know if the stink went all over the side of the building, because he's right at our chicken building. I don't know yet. I know when I come around last night, down in the holler down here, the scent was so strong it made us sick almost. And I don't smell it right here at the door of my house, and he's only like 30 feet right there. I mean, just right there. That's where he's at. He's laying right there. So I got to go down there this morning. I don't want this stuff on me. So I got an old shovel here, and I'm going to try to get down there and see. I was kind of hoping some wild animal come just got him in the night and took him away. I gotta go.
We don't smell him here, but Danny's got to go down.
I gotta go down there, guys. This is like 15 feet away from me here.
So,
Miss Wanda he's in a different position than he was last night when I left. So,
Miss Wanda is right here compared to he's way down there. I'm gonna stay up here. And pray you don't see no life in him.
He would be laying on the water hose.
We'll buy a new water hose.
He's stiff.
He ain't stiff enough. He's still limber. So you can smell it a little bit, but not like.
I don't want it on my shoes if I.
It's not overpowering.
No, but I need to know, did I shoot the water hose?
Well, reach over and turn it on and see if water sprays would be my guess.
No water's going anywhere.
You missed the hose.
What to do?
Most of the smell went downwind
He
then.
must have sprayed down there before he came up here.
That's possible.
Because I'm telling you, down there, you can't hardly breathe.
When the wind shifts a little, you can smell it.
He sprayed down there.
You smell anything in my building?
Actually, no.
All right.
Well, Miss Wanda's lucky. We can I went around the pen. She can feed her animals because I don't smell anything around the pen. But now when I go down here, I smell it real strong. So I don't know if he sprayed down here somewhere or what.
Or the wind just carried it.
Well, you would think that the wind, it would be strong right there where I shot him at if he sprayed right there.
Yeah.
But
This area right here, starting here.
I'm smelling smoke now. I don't know. I mean,
Right in here. It's strong.
Here it is, right here.
Yeah.
Right here.
And this is a lower spot in our property. So the scent's hanging in the lowest spot.
Well, guys, he didn't get around the cellar or anything like that, so must have sprayed something right in here. Must have been something that happened here. I don't know what, because the scent's really bad down here. But it's not bad up there. Praise. Well, Ms. Wanda picked me a big old scuppernong this morning. That's a big one.
It was huge. There wasn't many ready, but over the next week they'll start turning.
Yellow jackets are already getting on him this morning, so I put an old rotten board up in the bucket of my tractor. I'm gonna try to lay him on that board.
He looks like a wiry cat.
Got fire ants all over him, and my shovel don't stink.
So he must have sprayed before he got to the chicken pen.
Yeah.
Come on, Duke. Hey, boy. How you doing? Hey, Duke. Come on. Hey, Candy. How are you? You hunting sweet potatoes, huh? It's not sweet potato season. And there's Daisy. Dixie. There's Miss Trixie, right there. And Miss Dolly. Dexter's on the backside. The rose garden. I just got through cleaning and pruning and adding food, and a few of them are still blooming, so that's what I left. On one of Miss Slippy's trips, she brought me some rose moss or something like that. I don't know the real name. So I planted some here. It's been in the greenhouse. Hopefully the drought's passed. And we're gonna see how that does. I just watered it in. It's got rocks around it. We're hoping it's gonna do okay. It may die back and come back out, we'll see. But we're getting a little bit of rain every day, and I did water it really good. You can see the sun's coming up. Yeah, I'm tired, it's hot, and I'm fixing to go in. But I've got blooms, a few flowers, I put some fake flowers and some solar lighting. I don't know how well that does. I don't come out here often at night, but sometimes I get to see it. It looks nice. I got yellow ones blooming. Not much wind blowing, but it is moving. And on each side, to hold it down this way, I've put more of the moss. This has been in this is rose moss that Miss Slippy gave me. I've put it in 2 pots to get it started. With the drought, I did not want it out here, but since we're getting rain, and I just watered them, and it has been blooming like crazy in the greenhouse. Let's hope the heat doesn't kill it out here, but I'm hoping that some of the seeds fall, and next year I will have it all over the mat. I did plant some of that on the mat, but not enough dirt and too much heat. So I'm probably going to bring in some filler across here of some sort and get that growing, because I want that rose moss all over the place to keep out weeds. So Danny uses an apple peeler,
Yeah.
to peel the pears, and then takes off whatever is.
Yeah, the pears are not perfectly round. They're oblong shaped and everything, and it ain't. I mean, it gets off most of the peeling.
It saves a lot of peeling.
Saves a lot of peeling.
We have citric acid in water
Dump them off in there.
here. Then I have citric acid and water here, and I'm going to be cutting and coring and putting them back in the citric acid.
Full of knots like that.
Right at the top. You can't hand peel it by that fast.
No, you can't hand peel it that fast. There'll be little places, you know, you gotta touch it up a little bit here and there, but other than that, that's it.
The cores of pears are usually a little bit on the hard side. And I just rock with a knife and put them in quarters. Now some people want them in halves or something. It's harder to get that core out. If you don't get all of that, like if there's a piece in there, when you go to eat, that tastes gritty. You want it pretty much to look like that. You want to take the stem, and anything that'll pull up like that, you want it up. Otherwise it'll have that gritty taste. And you need to check it to see there's no where bugs have bit or anything like that. And you can usually feel your knife will really, if it's not going under it easily, you're into that core. Okay, that one looks pretty good. Today we're going to be comparing 4 jars and Superb lids. I've been using 4 jars for about 8 or 9 months now. So far I've had absolutely no problems with 4 jars. They come in wide mouth, they come in regular. You can get them in a box of 100 or a box of 50, and now they have a box of 12 with the bands you can get. I was sent Superb a year and a half ago to test them when they first came out. They are a USA made cannon lid, and we had a few issues. But since then, the company just sent these, and they come in wide mouth and regular. It has Superb on the top of this one. It does not have anything on the wide mouth. The whole box is that way, I checked. 4 jars. Looks like a regular cannon lid. No issues. Superb is a thicker material. That's what I liked about them originally, but they are blue and they're made a touch different. You can see the insides of them, how they're made in a different way. This one, Superb, has an indentation in it where 4 jars is smooth. The rubber on Superb, you can feel it. I mean, it's all the way up to the top. The rubber on 4 jars, you can see an indentation, and it's made to fit the top of the jar the way it's made here. This one, if you see, it's flat across. It's not indented in any way here. Now, Superb says to wash the lids and just put them in the rings. 4 jars says to wash the lids and put them in rings. So we're going to do that in a little bit. You're only supposed to hand tighten, 3 fingers tight on either one of them. And we're going to be water bath canning. We're going to be doing pears. Let's see how they do and how they compare. I have a stainless pot here that I'm using as a water bath canner. I'm putting water inside, getting it hot, and I have something in the bottom for my jars to sit on. We're going to be doing a light syrup in this stainless pot. It will be 4 cups of water to 1 cup of sugar. Now, this is a quart. 4 cups is a quart. So I'm going to put 4 of these, which would be my 4 cups times 4. And I'm going to put 4 cups of sugar, just 1 cup at a time. So 1 of these to 1 of those. 1 of these, which is 4 cups, to one of these, which is 1 cup. Water versus sugar. And I'm going to do this 4 times.
Guys, another thing, we don't wait for the pears to get where they're real soft. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is it makes it a whole lot harder to do anything with them, because as long as they're good and hard, it's easier to cut them out like they need to be cut out. And secondly, when you go to can them, they just turn to mush, and we would rather have ours where they're crisp. So we get them right, I mean, when you squeeze in around the stem at the top and they start getting a little bit of softness to them right then, go ahead and get them. Don't wait for the whole pear to turn yellow or whatever and fall off the tree and all that kind of stuff, because pears ripen from the inside out and they will be gone way too far at that point. And you'll end up with just basically pear sauce if you can them. And we like for our pears to be in big halves and stuff when we can them. Quarters. It makes them real good for breakfast. I mean,
I do pear sauce. I have a pear relish video. So we have videos on pears several ways.
Yeah, we do lots
pear
of different
salad,
ones.
Fresh pears and pear salad.
Now they may not all be on Deep South Homestead. You may have to go over to Wanda's channel, Crazy Days.
Yeah.
Because a lot of her recipes is over on Crazy Days. They're not on Deep South Homestead.
Yeah. Today I have some carrots that I've shredded, and I did absolutely nothing to but put them in the freezer, and you see it's still got ice in it. I just took them out of the freezer. I'm waiting on them to kind of just thaw out, and I'm going to take some of these fresh pears and cut it in pieces and add it to this, and we're going to add raisins, and you can add a touch of mayonnaise or something like that to it and mix it up. And Danny loves his carrot and pear salad. Most people add apples. We don't have a lot of apples, so we add pears. Mexican cornbread. It'll look awesome with Deep South Hickory King cornmeal. Isn't that amazing? Look at it. Ready to take a mid-morning break?
What we got?
Mexican cornbread.
Mexican cornbread.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm.
Does that taste good?
Man. You can definitely taste the pepper. Mmm.
Really good, right?
Real good.
And these are the Fuju jalapenos, so it's not hot,
Mm-hmm.
but you can taste the jalapeno. Got a good flavor.
Man. You can make yourself sick eating that. Man, good crunchy. On the
Top
outside.
and bottom.
Yeah. Plenty of pepper in it. And is that cheese?
And cheese.
Okay.
Now we have Danny's sweet potato dessert out of the oven. Get back to work. Oh, we're going to be cutting a pineapple today.
Yep, we got to do pineapple today.
That's our third one.
Yep.
Chicken's going to get some of this.
Yeah, they're going to love that.
We're going to be using the Ball Blue Book canning for canning, and in both the 1960 and the 1991, all it says do is to put them in the light syrup that we're making, boil them 5 to 6 minutes, and put them in hot jars. My jars are in the oven, and pour the syrup over them. Process them 20 to 25 minutes in a boiling water bath.
This is sugar syrup. It's going to be really hot, so you don't want to get it on you. If you dump them in there too fast, it'll cool off really, really quick. And if they got a little bit of brown on them, don't worry about that, because it's going to
Once they boil,
Once
it
they
kind of
boil
boils it away.
Yeah, it takes it away from it.
Because it does have citric acid on it. You can see some of them already turn really white looking.
They should turn like white as cotton.
They should look really nice in jars. Some of our Red Ripper peas.
Ooh, we got some pretty white pears. Look how pretty and white that ended up being. Get more pears in there than I thought. I need get all I can get in the jar. Ooh, that baby's boiling hard now.
It needs turning down some.
Get some big old pears. Okay guys, you don't want your pears up above your rim up here. We're gonna get a little syrup now.
Just a little more.
That's good. Guys, if you have chopsticks, chopsticks work good for this too. So, get this off out of here. Make sure we get the top of it good and clean.
I'm going on with the 4 jars lid
Put the 4
first.
jars lid on first. And they said 3-finger tight, right?
Yep, both of them.
All right. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, it smells good too.
And the jar's warm, ain't it?
That jar was hot.
Yeah. One of the superb lids.
All right.
All right, 4 jars versus superb. Carrot salad with pears.
Mm-hmm.
Baked chicken, baked potato, Mexican cornbread.
I had to eat on the cornbread first.
Oh, did you?
I put them peas and liquor on it.
How's it taste?
That's good.
Really good.
Really good.
That's beautiful.
Pretty.
Danny's going to put a towel over them, but we have the 2 4 jars, 2 more 4 jars, the wide mouth and the regular, 2 superb regular, and 1 superb wide mouth.
And the superb wide mouth has already buckled just water bathing.
25 minutes.
25 minutes. If it had been a pressure canner, it would have blown the lid off of it.
Right, this one just pulled a vacuum on it, but it is buckled in both corners. The 4 jars wide mouth is doing fantastic. I don't know if it's sealed yet or not, but we'll know in 20 minutes or so. After having an issue with the superb jar lids, the wide mouth buckled, I refuse to use them. I'm using 4 jars and finishing out my cannon, and we'll see how that goes. All of these have sealed. Every one of them, the 4 jars and the superb. But with this one buckled like this, even though it's sealed, I wouldn't trust it, so it will go in the refrigerator. But these 2 sealed just fine, as well as all the 4 jars, including this one. This is the wide mouth, and it did not buckle, where this one did. Amazing, great day's work. And we are working on the last of the pears. I'm cooking them down. I'm going to make a chunky pear sauce and let them cook down a little longer and mash them up some and leave some chunks in it. And we'll be canning that also.